Get me down, fatty. Where are you? Come on, make yourself useful.
Come on then.
You big lump. Get me down. I can't get down there. I've only got small legs. Come on then. I'll get you down. You're getting rather cheeky in your old age. Shut up. Anyway, let's get on to the project. Today what I'm doing is I'm going to do a bit of pocket hole joinery. The design I am using belongs to somebody else. I have not stolen this design, but I've seen the design online and I'm just going to put my little spin on it. The reason being I want to use this design is because I've never done pocket holes before, and this just lends itself to doing it sort of in an easy way, and that I can show you all pocket holes. But I've never done them, so if I'm doing anything wrong on this video with the pocket holes, please let me know what I'm doing wrong, because like I say, I'm just an hobby woodworker and this is enjoyment to me, and if I can pass on hints and tips to everybody else out there that are enjoying my videos, that's all well and good. And if you're a joiner or a carpenter or a time-served tradesman that can help everybody else in any way, I'm more than happy to pass that sort of your knowledge on to everybody else. I'm just a mere vehicle in this, and that is it. And I really enjoy doing these videos, and if people are getting something out of them, that makes me super happy. So anyway, let's get on with it. So what I'm trying to do here is put the electric on because I'm stupid and I've forgot to plug it in correctly. This wood here I'm using is, so if you watch me other videos, you'll have seen me chopping up some 4x2s, or in the States you call them 2x4s, and in Canada you call them 2x4s, I think. In Europe, I haven't got a clue what you call them. But anyway, the 2x4s, 4x2s. And I'm just using these for this project. I have sort of milled them down. So I'm just going to get them to sizes. Now, this project, I like the look of it in the end, what comes out, how it comes out. And I'm just marking it out here. Watch your fingers on the saw. I know I tell everybody, every single video I tell everybody, but you got to be, every time you go to one of these saws, be super vigilant on what you're doing. And I tell people, you know, to let the blade stop and all this kind of stuff, and then sometimes I won't let the blade stop, like there, let it stop. And another reason why I'm looking at the moment for I want a cordless miter saw, a real good quality one. Now in the UK here we don't get some of the US brands, so I'm sort of limited to what I can get. I mean, I know we can get like DeWalt and Makita and all that kind of stuff, but I want a cordless one because I've got, believe it or not, and you're gonna laugh, I've got massive feet. I've got size 12 feet and I'm in a short space here, and when there's wires like running about everywhere, it's not only frustrating, it's dangerous. So the more wires I can get off that floor, the better. I've had a look at a few, so if there's any of you guys in the UK that have got a cordless compound miter saw, let me know in the comments what your suggestions are and what I should be looking at. Everything sort of helps, and then I'll get to saving up for one. It's just that, and on my miter, on Makita, the finger eater there, that's what I call it, when you stop it, I want something with a brake blade, so that blade stops a bit quicker, so it just makes things more effective and safe there. I'm just always looking to make things slightly safer on what I'm doing. So what you'll see on the build under the carport here where I'm working is me building safety things into it as and when. You'll see on the progression of the videos that goes along. So here I've just got the Max T sander out and I'm just giving it a key over whatever sander I've got. I think I've got a 240 grit here again. I'm still waiting for my sandpaper. But at the time of me doing the voiceover on this video, I've got my sandpaper now anyway, so that's all well and good. So this is just a key just for Shelley to go over with the stain. So just let's get on with that. How do you find sanding? Let me know how you find sanding. People say sanding's boring, but I quite find it therapeutic, especially using this sander. Makes it super easy. So what projects are you all on with? Let me know what projects you're all doing, whereabouts in the world you all are, the usual question that I ask you. But it's nice to know what everybody's doing and what level of woodwork skills they're on, and who have they made, what have you made for somebody, and things like that. It's always interesting, and other people do read the comments. So you know, with your whatever you put in the comments, you might be giving other people ideas and giving them inspiration to do that thing. So it's all well and good. I'm trying to make it all interactive as possible, best I can. So I'm marking out where I should be cutting these pocket holes here. I might be doing this totally wrong, I don't know, let me know. Now, one thing I do know there is, I think there's a knot there. You've got to stay away from the knots in the wood as much as you can. So I've got here a Rutland's pocket hole jig. I've had it for a while, but I've never used it. So I'm just going in. I've set it all up. In other videos, I'll show you how I set this up. Now, there's a scale on the side. This is sort of like 20 mil thick wood, and it comes up. You move it up to 20 mil, and then you put the bit through it, and then the way it was shown to me in the instructions is put a 2p piece, or like, I don't know what you'd call that, 10 cents or whatever it is, at the bottom. Let the drill bit hit it at the bottom, so there's a bit of clearance, and then lock it off with that collar. That's the only way. That's what it told me to do in the instructions. I was a bit surprised by it, but I mean, it works fine. And with this one, I've got like dust extraction, and it's all magnetic on the back there, that dust extraction thing. One thing I've got to do is get that sort of tension right on that, where you clamp it, the clamping tension, because it was making marks on the wood. But like I say, this is all like a learning curve. First time I've ever done this. And, you know, I've learnt about, with soft wood, you use coarse pocket hole screws, and with the hard wood, you use the fine threaded screws. I'm using a Robertson's head on these. I believe you can get Torx heads as well. I'm using a brand called Trend pocket hole screws here. I think I've got the right size. You've got to make sure you get the right size as well, so you don't blow out through the bottom. Now, somebody watching this will think, wow, you know, it's second nature to them. But when you're a beginner, or when you're a hobbyist and you start doing these for the first time, things like this, it is a big thing for everybody, and people will relate to what I'm saying and agree with what I'm saying. It is a big thing, and it's a learning curve. You know, it was like I was getting in depth, in sort of really involved with it, trying to make sure everything's right. And I know I've not done everything right, but you know what? Don't worry about that. If you don't do it right, you don't do it right. It's a little bit of wood. Don't get up about it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the learning process behind it. So I'm just sort of going in there. One thing I did learn was sort of stage that as you're going in, pulse it in with drill. So here's Shelley now, and she is just going over this with some spirit-based stain, which is super, super good stuff. And that's the two colours she's using there, and the brand is Morel's. We're not sponsored by them. We're not sponsored by anybody on the video, so if there's anything we're using there and you want to know what we're using, please drop us in the comments and I'll let you know. And I'll put a list in the description of what we're using with affiliate links to Amazon. You know, you don't get charged anymore, but we might earn something, a little bit of commission back, which is not a lot, but everything helps to help the channel. And we have the buy me a coffee thing as well. So there they go, there's finished. You can see the pocket holes there, so you can get plugs for them. But let me know what you think and how we went about that. You could put different things. We just put plants here. But anyway, let me know, and thanks for watching. You're all amazing. Let me know where you're all from. And don't forget, Wednesday is the next video, 6 p.m. UK time. So thank you again. You're all wonderful people. Bye-bye.